Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick video because, sometimes you have a feeling in the pit of your stomach that something's wrong with the world, and there is something wrong with the world. And I have to make sure I stay on top of my game here on my channel and upload as much content as I can to get, into that partner program so people could find important content like this. So that's what I'm doing here. And when I talk about something being wrong in the world, of course I'm talking about people who are not accepting of things like you see on the screen. Okay, so if you haven't heard, I've actually in the process of identifying myself as a fish. That's right, as a fish. And I found this article on Quora, and I know a lot of you are thinking the same thing because I'm sure sometimes you might eat fish for dinner. Maybe you recently went to an aquarium and you saw a catfish and you were like, you know what? I could identify. I could see myself being, I was born a catfish in the wrong body. And I want to help you guys out with exploring the identity of how to become a fish. So let's do that together. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to identify yourself as a fish? While humans and fish are distinctly different in their physical characteristics and biological makeup, exploring the concept of fish identity can be an intriguing thought experiment. In this article, we'll delve into the idea of identifying as a fish, examining the aspects of personal identity, the significance of fish characteristics, and the potential implications of such identification. So let's dive into this imaginative exploration of fish identity and how one might begin to the process of identifying themselves as a fish. Now, it's important for me to note with the mental health crisis we're having, excuse me, gotta watch the algorithm. This is a real post. Okay, this was really posted. Someone really wrote it. And you could see, remember I always talk about the wording of a lot of these articles? You see how they word that? They make it just sound like this person knows what he's talking about. That's a lot of the psychological ops that are going on. These people sound like they know what they're talking about, right? Then they say stuff like, well, the physical characteristics and biological makeup, exploring the concept of fish identity can be an intriguing thought experiment. Oh, yeah? Oh, no, I would probably say it's pretty much your 100% insane if you're thinking you're a fish and you not only do you need serious help, but you need to be committed like yesterday, okay? But of course, that's just me being judgmental. I'm joking around, of course, because I am, obviously somebody who identifies as a fish. So anyway, moving forward, let me continue this real article that was really written by a person. And again, if you end up going to the aquarium and you feel drawn to identify as you tell me, salmon, right? I mean, a swordfish. If maybe you'll see an octopus. If that's what you're feeling, go for it, bro. Go for it. Okay, so understanding personal identity. Personal identity refers to the unique characteristics, experiences, and attributes that define an individual. It encompasses various aspects such as physical appearance, gender identity, cultural background, beliefs, and values. See how the wording? Some kid would read this and they'd be like, well, okay. All right, so I guess that 2-second thought I might have had about, wow, I wonder what, somebody goes to the aquarium and like, I wonder what life like a fish would be like living underwater, right? I mean, that's okay to think, right? And seeing a bird, you're probably like, I wonder what it'd be like to fly around all day. And then 2 seconds later, you go back to reality, right? Because you're not a bird or a fish. You don't sit there and go, well, I'm going to become a fish now because I just thought about it, right? Well, this article is pretty much kind of like, oh, you thought about becoming a fish? You're like, well, I did for like 3 seconds, wonder what it would be like to like swim around. Like, did they get cold in the water? Tell me, I was thinking about it. Oh, wait a minute. Now I could actually become one? Huh. And this sounds really intellectual, this article, so maybe I should embrace it. And of course, that's the next part of the article, embracing fish characteristics. Or just becoming clinically insane. To embark on the process of identifying oneself as a fish, one must embrace the defining characteristics of fish and reflect upon their significance. I can't even believe this is real. Fish possess, I can believe this is real. That's the scary part. I can because I literally Google searched this, so I guess I'm just as guilty, right? Oh, man. Fish possess a range of traits that differentiate them from humans, including gills for respiration, fins for locomotion, and scales for protection. Imagining oneself with these characteristics can serve as a starting point for exploring the fish identity. Gills, breathing underwater, which is the ability to breathe underwater through gills, is a fundamental characteristic of fish. Imagining oneself with gills can evoke thoughts of freedom, adaptability to aquatic environments, and a connection to the vast underwater world. Reflecting on the significance of breathing underwater and the unique experiences it entails can deepen the exploration of fish identity. By the way, I love how this is worded, of course. I love how we're like just reading this, right? The gills can evoke thoughts of freedom, adaptability, aquatic environment. I love how this is not, like somebody who wrote this is not immediately arrested. The police aren't at their door. Not arrested that they should be arrested, but I mean, looked at and monitored for mental health. And I love, like, if you question anything on the news, you're deemed as someone who has mental health problems, you're dangerous, etc. But talking like this and telling people how they could actually identify as a fish, and a kid out there will probably stumble upon this is okay and normal, right? Does anyone see what's wrong with this? Now, I know everybody here sees what's wrong with it, but still. Anyway, fins, navigating the aquatic realm, scales, armor, and protection. And these are just the headlines. Because this, honestly, if you look this up, there's like, this is paragraph after paragraph. I can't even read all this because I don't need my hair to catch fire. But it says connection to nature, exploring alternative identities, personal reflection, and growth. In conclusion, while physically becoming a fish is not possible, hey, who are they to say that? Exploring the concept of identifying oneself as a fish can be a thought-provoking exercise. By embracing fish characteristics, reflecting on their significance, and considering the implications of fish identity, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of personal identity, foster a connection with nature, and explore the boundaries of self. Remember, this exploration exists within the realm of imagination, but its impact of personal growth and understanding can be profound. Then it says, before I jump off a bridge here, then it has FAQs. Can I physically I'm not even kidding. FAQs. Can I physically transform into a fish? No, do we really need an FAQ for this? Does anyone out there need an FAQ? Apparently. No, human beings cannot physically transform into a fish. The exploration of fish identity is a thought experiment that allows for imaginative reflection of personal identity. Number 2, are there people who genuinely identify as fish? While some individuals may have a strong affinity for fish or feel a deep connection to aquatic environments, identifying as a fish in a literal sense is not a common occurrence. Fish identity is primarily explored as a thought experiment or metaphorical exploration of personal identity. Number 3, how can exploring alternative identities benefit personal growth? Exploring alternative identities encourages self-reflection, empathy, and open-mindedness. It can broaden one's understanding of personal identity, challenge social norms. Do I need to read on? Hi, this is okay on the internet that's controlled by the government. This kind of stuff is okay, right? Encouraging people to identify as a freaking fish, flopping around, right? Next thing you know, these people are identifying as fish are going to be rolling around in the road. People are like, it's a good time. What's the big deal? And then I'm like, all right, if that's fine, then why can't I speak freely? Well, you're questioning the news. How dare you question my reality? Well, can we get a background check on the people in the news and the agencies that make the news? No, we can't. I'm identifying, right now as an oyster. Okay? I can't think like that. Okay? Now, when you start identifying as a shrimp or caviar or a flounder or sardines or a crab or an eel or even an electric eel, or you start identifying as an anchovy or a snapper, how do you like that algorithm? Or a barracuda or a clownfish or a butterfly fish or flounder or a lionfish or a stingray or tuna or sawfish or a dolphin or a whale or even a shark, then maybe we'll talk about whether people are actually behind the news controlling it, okay? But first you need to be on my level, which is grow some gills, and if you don't have gills, get a tattoo of them on your neck so that we can play make-believe and pretend that this is the real reality that we're living in. So folks, I bet the algo love that, right? All those fish things, putting all that fish in the tags down below. You gotta tag the videos, there's a lot of, jellyfish. Should I continue on? Anybody still here listening? Probably not. Right? Puffer fish, Blu-ray angelfish. Oh, by the way, these are not off the top of my head. If anyone's like, wow, he really knows a lot about fish. I don't know a lot about fish, but the Google machine does. So when you pull up a list of fish, it's pretty easy to read them off. But anyway, for those of you still here who are now identifying as a marlin, I appreciate you, And I'm just trying to get these all set up. That way they're all set up, they're not connected to each other, and we can move on with our lives, and we can move on with our lives as fish. Now, if any of you ladies identify as mermaids, feel free to hit me up. Mermaids, being that, today, what am I feeling like today? I guess I'm feeling like a puffer fish today. Feeling a little puffy, puffer fish. So if you're a mermaid and you like puffer fish, hit me up, bro. Hit me up in the comment section, TikTok. All right, we've hit our time limit on this one. Yeah, just ranting on. Oh, things we do for truth, right? Truth about fish, of course, and becoming one. If you're going to become one, let me know. Thanks, everybody. Fish Pride. Bye.